sit down and watch TV. Familiar faces comfort me. Miss my...
Alright. What's on tap this Saturday morning? Alright, well I guess we're going to take a trip back in time to the 70s. And on that note, welcome to Cartoons and Cereal. I am your host, and you know what it is, your weekly nostalgia hit for all the cartoons that got us up out of bed on Saturday mornings, because otherwise we'd probably be laying ass in the bed for a little bit. Actually, we probably wouldn't. I think we would kind of be those guys that would be up and out the door at 8, 9 in the morning playing. I don't know. Now that I think about it, if we didn't, answer this in the comments. If we didn't have Saturday morning cartoons, what do you think you'd be doing? Do you think you would have slept in? Do you think you would have got up and played video games? Or do you think you would have went outside early morning and ran around the neighborhood with your friends? That's an interesting question. I never really thought of that. To be continued. Anyway, by the title, by the thumbnail, you already know what time it is. It's the halfway point, and we are talking about one of my favorite. It was weird. So when I was growing up, this is the 90s and all that stuff. Schoolhouse Rock was the shit. First off, Schoolhouse Rock was the shit. I love Schoolhouse Rock, but they didn't always play like a half-hour block of it. It was like 1 3-minute song, and then sometimes there was like the whole half-hour show. Other times I feel like I vaguely remember them just playing a song and then jumping into like a next cartoon. Like it was like a 2 3-minute space filler after like this episode of this show went off the air, and you had like 2 minutes to kill. They throw something on real quick, and then be like, and now time for this, and then the song will play, and then it will hop into a new show. But I feel like other times there was actually a whole half-hour block of Schoolhouse Rock. Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Am I on a different timeline now? I don't know. Anyway, Schoolhouse Rock. Like going back, this is what? I think I was looking at it the other day, and I think it was on 73 is when it came out. Y'all know your favorite co-host was nowhere near being born. Listen, I can talk about some of these cartoons because I went back and watched them, but the first go around, you know I was nowhere close. Look at his face. This face looked like somebody who was born in, not even born, grew up in the 70s. Not a chance. Not a chance, man. But Schoolhouse Rock was the shit. I can't. It was so inspirational for your learning. It was like one things I really took hold of as far as like a child. As far as like school was cool, certain parts, obviously aspects. Some people say, "Oh, I hated school, elementary school growing up." I had certain things I loved. I love history, so learning about history was great. So there's certain things that went with history, the preamble and the shot around the world, and Great America Melting Pot. I mean, stuff like that. I'd probably say a Great American Melting Pot was not my favorite. One of the ones I liked, but not my favorite. And then you had like the math ones. There was a lot of English and reading, stuff like that, as far as, I mean, lolly, get your adverbs here. One of my favorites was my man Rufus Xavier Sasparilla with the kangaroos and the pronouns. Oh, if I was sure I wouldn't get copyrighted, I would probably play that song right now. I don't know if I can get copyright struck for that. I'm doing a lot of open-endeds today. After this, I guarantee you I'm going to go listen to Schoolhouse Rock, though. I can tell you hands down I'm going to do it. Because now I hear Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. I hear it in my head now. So now I have to go listen to it about 1,000 times to get it out. That's how my brain works. Musically inclined person, it gets stuck in your head until it's not. It's like an episode of Tangents on this, obviously. But, I mean, that's what this show is. One big tangent. I talk about cartoons. It's fun. You guys have to let me know, what are your top 5? It might be hard, but your top 5 Schoolhouse Rock songs. Put those in the comments below. I'm going to be checking too, because I always respond to every comment that I get. I mean, that's one of my favorites. You know what I didn't care for? Gonna be a hot take. Some of y'all are gonna hate me for this. You're gonna hate me. I don't care, but you're gonna hate me for it. Just don't subscribe, because that'd be kind of rude. But I mean, if you do, you do. Can't. Not everybody's gonna love you. Interjections. I mean, debate with a wall. Don't at me. Interjections. So annoying. Interjections cause excitement and emotion. The kids in the beds yelling and screaming, "Hey!" and "Ouch!" and all that shit. Then the girls walking around being picky as hell about who she wants to try to date and something like, oh, little bitch. Like, all that shit from last week about me got cursing, that went out the window. Like, we're adults watching this. That was another, I feel like when it came on, I almost wanted to mute it. Like, or turn the channel, like, alright, there's another cartoon on right now. Like, it was annoying. It was annoying. The kid was annoying, and, like, I get it. Explaining interjections are supposed to be loud. Exclamation points. I get it. A lot of this stuff was vital. It's vital to me in my daily life. Now I work in a school system, so I mean, just all this stuff is stuff that I use, like adverbs, nouns, subject and predicate. Oh, subject and predicate. Another one of my favorites. I forgot about this one. Mr. Morton. Mr. Morton is the subject of the sentence. What the predicate says, he does. That's a bar. That's a bar. They ain't thinking like that nowadays. Mr. Morton was top 5. Don't at me. Don't debate. Debate with a wall. I'm gonna keep saying it the whole series. We're at the halfway point of season 1. Debate with a wall. Yes, by the way, we're at the halfway point, episode 5. Oh man. I mean, again, you had lolly, lolly, lolly. Get your adverbs here. That was a great one. Conjunction, junction. If you don't name conjunction, junction, then like, what are you doing in life? Conjunction, junction was a great one. Uh, um, the shot heard around the world is another one. I was like, like, again, that's coming from somebody who likes history. I like history. Paul Revere, shot heard around the world, started the war. And I'm not gonna say it was repetitive because they're all repetitive, but eh, like it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Like I said, verbs, adverbs, prepositions was a good one. Prepositions one is the one with the ants, and they're like crossing over the guy's forehead, and the guy plucks the ants off his head. That was a solid one too. The answers one was good. Prepositions was good. Man, Schoolhouse Rock was just. I mean, sorry. I almost, I almost didn't say I'm just a Bill. I am sorry. Constitution, Bill of Rights, getting all the, like, again, more history stuff and social studies stuff. That's, I have to name that. I mean, it's a great one. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I had to name that. If I didn't name that, there'd be certain people, like, yo, in the series, you didn't name, like, I'm just a Bill. I said conjunction, junction, alright? Don't sue me. But Schoolhouse Rock, excuse me, it was awesome. And I mean, I even love, like, the drawing of it. The drawing of it was cool. And there were certain ones were pretty similar, other ones were kind of different, like Verb. I love Verb. Verb has, my kind of 70 groovies, kind of funky style to it with, the black kid with the fro going to the movies and watching, like, the black superheroes and everything on screen and seeing that and saying, like, oh, he wants to grow up to be that, and that's the Verb. That was a great one. Nouns. Nouns, a person, place, or thing. That was a good one. They had some bangers. And to be honest, now that I'll come clean. I was listening to it before I got on it. Well, I was on YouTube looking at something else, and then a song popped up from Schoolhouse Rock, and of course I got in my head, and the intrusive thoughts won, and I went down the rabbit hole, and now I'm here spilling my guts to y'all guys and gals out there, whoever's watching, but yeah, Schoolhouse Rock was awesome. I mean, there were certain shows that came on that were educational, that I didn't really care for. I mean, I remember like what was that like some of the newer cartoons that came out a little more after my time. I still watch cartoons, but stuff like Word Girl on PBS, and I didn't care about that. Cyber Chase, something like that. It was all right, but even like I loved Arthur. Don't get me wrong, but Arthur had episodes where it annoyed me because like, and I'm gonna probably end up doing Arthur at some point, but Arthur was had episodes where he was a little bitch. Buster had episodes where he was a little bitch. Like the girl, the rich girl, always a bitch. Like yeah, uh like Arthur had episodes that really annoyed me. If I had to think about educational cartoons, it would probably be Schoolhouse Rock. I mean, obviously like Sesame Street and stuff like that. But then like Magic School Bus, like stuff like that was that was my shit. I love Magic School Bus. I could watch that all day long. And I mean, at some point, I'm sure we'll probably talk about that as well. The Schoolhouse Rock was one of those things where it was like, it was educational and you had fun actually. Like you had fun like singing along with the songs, and then it actually stuck. I don't know about for everybody, but at least for me, where you heard like, oh, a noun is a person, place, or thing, you're like, oh shit, cool. Like it actually stuck with you when you went to school, and it was like, cool, this is a good way to learn. And now, even again, working in school districts, working with kids, these are things, not all of them, because there are some things in Schoolhouse Rock that are a little with the times, um, but some are more subtle, some are very direct. But there, even working in elementary schools and stuff like that, there are certain ones that you can play. Again, like with Rufus, Xavier, Sasparilla, and I'm not gonna keep saying that. I'm not gonna keep saying that. Mr.Morton, that's another one you can play. Again, conjunction, junction, adverbs. I'm not gonna say that whole what's it called title either. I'm not doing that. It's way too many words to say. But you get my point. There's still stuff that you could still take now from that. That was 70. That was 1970s, and I think early 80s maybe too. But I know that was early 70s, at least the first season or two. You could take that stuff and people forget like that was 50 years ago. You could take that stuff and still play it for kids now in 2025, and it'll still help them. And it's catchy. And it gets in your head, and you'll start walking around like humming it and be like, "Oh, I remember this because of that song." That was 50 years ago. Like it helped me when I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. It helps kids nowadays. We still play that stuff in schools now. So I mean, Schoolhouse Rock is like timeless classic stuff. You can't. It's one of those things that you can't hate it. There's not somebody on this earth, on God's green earth, that can sit up here and tell me that they hated Schoolhouse Rock front to back, every song. There's not a person. There's not somebody on YouTube, on social media, or whatever that can sit up here and say, "Oh my God, I hated Schoolhouse Rock." Like you hit it every song. Electricity, like Elementary, My Dear, Interplanet Janet, and that was one of those ones that was like, Interplanet Janet's I was a little, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like, there's no way that you could sit here and be like, oh, I hated every single song. You're not a person. Like I'm sorry you had a shit childhood. Like, there's no way. There's no way. I will put it. I'd put I don't know. I put a decent amount of money on it. There's somebody that can be like, at least pick one song of Schoolhouse Rock that they loved. But I'm gonna end that here because I'll just keep rambling. I don't have some crazy weird outro to do. I just don't. But clearly, I'm stuck in the 70s, so we will end this at some type of 70s outro. I don't know. Maybe I'll have some weird TV thing going off. Who knows? Till then, keep it locked to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Hope to catch you on the next one. Till then, go listen to a Schoolhouse Rock song. Go listen to a Schoolhouse Rock song. That's how I'm gonna end it. Till then, peace, guys.